So I've now completed all my structure contours for the units both above the unconformity, which are these G and H, and below the unconformity for A, B, C and D. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw my topographic profile for my cross section. So we're going to draw this from X to Y, from here to here. And the first step is to put a second piece of paper over my cross section. So I'm just going to get a scrap piece of paper. I'm going to put it over from X to Y. I'm going to mark on, first step, mark on the extremes of the profile, so X and Y. Now next what I want to do is every single time I pass one of these dashed topographic contours, so these dashed contours that are going all the way around the map, the ones that tell us where the valleys are, the ones that show us what the landscape is. Okay, so let's just mark on this one. And what we want to do, so every time we go over a topographic contour, I'm just going to mark it on the map, and we want to label these as well. So you can say this one is 900, then we've got 800, 700, 600, and we're going to carry on. So 800, 700, 600, and you can see that one's the same one coming round again. 600, and then we think we're going to start going up again. So 700. So I'm just reading the labels off the topographic contours. So you can see that this one is 800, so I've labelled that 800. So we're now starting to go uphill again, so 800, then that one's 900, and then this one here is 1000. So all I did was I put my piece of paper from X to Y, I've marked on every single time we've gone on one of these dashed topographic contours. So my next step, get rid of that quite yet, is to look at the scale. Now, in the instructions you are told to draw the topographic contour, the cross section at the same vertical as horizontal scale. So you'll remember that our horizontal scale is 2.5 centimeters is 500 meters, and so that means that if we just see, we can subdivide this into 5 little divisions which are 100 meters apart, 1, 2, 300, 400, 500. So that means 1 centimeter here is 200 meters. So that is the scale I'm going to use on my map. So now I'm going to get my graph paper. I'm going to draw one of my axes here, and I'm going to use a scale of 1 centimeter is 200 meters. Okay, so now I'm going to do my other axis exactly at the other end of my cross section, so I need to measure out how long my cross section is. I'm going to do the 0 at the same point, which should be, oops, I think I'm a bit long, so here, so 0, we are going to go below 0, so I'll just project that down. Okay, so now I've got my two axes. These are the same vertical as horizontal scale, which is 1 centimeter. In this case, for this map, is 1 centimeter is 200 meters. So now I've got my two axes exactly at the X and Y position. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up to my first reading for my topography. So 600, I'm going to put a little dot. I'm going to see if there's any other 600s, which there are. So now I'm going to go up to 700. I'm going to mark on 700 where I have intercepts, then 800, then 900, 1,000. Okay, so when I take that away, you'll see I've got a whole series of dots, and I'm going to join these together with a nice smooth freehand line, because I'm representing the topography, so you don't see any hills that have got straight line ruler drawn. Yep, hills are going to be curved, and we're going to go right the way to the edge of the cross section. We're not going to go underneath 500 meters, but we can go down to a bit below 600. So I'm going to start there, and I'm going to go through all of these. Again, when I get to the top of the hill, I'm not just going to draw a straight line there. I'm going to curve this. It's not going to go up to more than 1,000, sorry. But I'm just going to curve that slightly. Now I'm going to carry on. So you can see I'm just not doing this as neat as possible, but I'm doing it very quickly. So now I've got my topographic profile from X to Y, which if we go back to our map, you can see that X is roughly in the west, Y is in the southeast, but we can just put on here that we've got west to east. And I'm going to give this a title, cross section of map 13. So that's my topographic profile.